Welcome. Wow, I'm really white back there, but I had to show you guys the snow we've got. Look how pretty that is. But it really makes for a white background, so I apologize. Let me see if I can adjust there. Okay, Happy New Year. Happy third week in January. We are approaching the year of enlightenment, just in case you were wondering, because the ascension number 11 is really a powerful number. So today we're going to talk about why we sabotage and how to overcome sabotage. I'm going to break it down into hopefully very simple steps, 3 of them actually. So before we get started, let's get grounded. So today's oil I'm choosing is called Motivate. It's doTERRA's brand of Motivate. And this is a great oil when you want to sabotage. So the way that I use my oils is just put it in my hands and take a big deep breath. Okay, so then I'm going to send the frequency of the oil to you guys. All right, and then I'm also got an amethyst here with me and my tools. These are all my tools. A card deck that's got some really fun messages. And of course, my water. Don't you guys think this is really cool? I go to these gift shows and find the coolest things. So it's got a gemstone in it. And it's a pottery company I'll mention. I'll put it in there in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about your goals. If you got any goals set for this year, where you're at with your goals. We're 3 weeks into January. And by now, you're probably really motivated. You were really motivated at the first of the year with having all of these goals, and now you may be slacking a little bit. 3 weeks is pretty common to start slacking in your goals. So grab a piece of paper because we've got some assignments we're going to do today. I've got my notes. And this is going to help you guys to understand yourselves better. The best gift you could ever give yourself is to know yourself. And understanding why you sabotage is actually the first key in breaking sabotage. Because we live life pretty unconscious, and we tend to, well, it all boils down to this: vibration. We're all frequencies and we're all vibrations. And if there is something that you're wanting in your life, and you're not getting it, it's because simply because you're not a vibrational match to that something. That's all it is, which is kind of cool because it makes it simple to break the habit of sabotage, but not easy. I want to specify there's a difference in simple and easy. Okay, so simple means I'm going to give you some step-by-steps of awareness to look for, and easy means it just comes easily. Now, I will tell you that it does get easier as time goes by. I can say that from my own experiences that my life has gotten a lot easier as I use my tools. So the first step in understanding sabotage is to know what you want. So pull out your piece of paper and write down just a couple of things, a couple of desires, a couple of wants that you have for this year. It could be in your physical well-being, it could be in your emotional, your mental. We're just looking for a couple of things or a couple of goals that perhaps you set for yourself. We're looking for either in your physical, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and also possibly relationships, career. So we're gonna take just a moment, choose the one, and we're gonna just do with one today. And if you guys wanna share, feel free to comment. So pick one area. And let's say, okay, for me, for example, I'm going to choose the area of meditating, my mental. I'm choosing to really work on my mental training this year and get my meditations quieter, because I tend to chatter a lot in my meditations. And I've been practicing for about 6 weeks and they have significantly improved. However, I could still use room for improvement. So everybody take a moment and write down your desire. What it is, if you could have your ideal, what would that be? So the first step, we want to get to know yourself. What is it you want and why do you want it? Okay, so put the what. What I want is to have a chatter-free mind. I like that. And you guys can share, maybe you would like to have more peace in your life, or maybe you want something more concrete, like a healthier body. But get as clear as you can as what that looks like. Now, mine's a little bit abstract in that it's, what I want is a chatter-free mind. So how would you know, the next step is, how would you know when you achieved it? What are some obvious signs that say, okay, I've achieved my goal? Now for me, a chatter-free mind would mean that I would be able to, I was gonna say connect with spirit realm quickly, but actually I do that often. Sometimes I check out of life very quickly. So I would know that my mind, my mental mind, is clearer by the upsets that I have in my life, by my reactions to something that upsets me. It will be far less on the SUD scale. So SUDS meaning subjective unit of distress. Say, let's say if I get mad or angry or even pissed off, that my SUDS go up to 80%. So how would I know that my meditations are working or that I'm getting a chatter-free mind? My SUDS would not escalate so fast. They would be more calm. I would be, and I don't get upset that often, but I still get upset periodically. And so I measure my upsets and the ability that I have to bring myself back down. So that's how I'm gonna know. Okay, so write down what you want and how you're gonna know that you've achieved it. And obviously if it's weight, put down a specific amount of weight. Or if it's that you could go jog 2 miles, or if it's that you could experience more love and harmony in your life. So your levels of anxiety were coming down. So write what it is I want and how would I know that I've achieved it. So first, that's how we do the goal setting. So take just a moment, pick an area of your life that you want to improve on, and write what it is you want and how you'll know that you got there. What are some determining factors that tell you that you're there? Okay, does everybody have that? All right. Now, let's look at, I'm going to take a moment and say, if you had your desired end result, what would that look like? What would it feel like? So now bring in your 5 senses and write those out. If I had a chatter-free mind, how would I know that I'd get there? Upsets would be less often. What would my 5 senses be experiencing? So I would see a being really calm through an upset. If somebody were triggering me, for example, in that moment that they're triggering me, I would be able to recognize bringing my SUDS down. So I would feel calmer. I would see myself being calm. I would hear my voice not escalating. So I would hear my voice being calm. If it had a sense or a smell to it, what would that smell like? This is interesting because we get to use some neuro-linguistic techniques. Smell and taste. Well, to me, I could be, sipping my tea very calmly. Or sipping a glass of wine or whatever whatever it is to you that represents calm. Okay? So, or a taste, or a feeling, or a sense, one of your 5 senses. So write those down. Your 5 senses, how you'll know that you're there. Now, take a moment to just imagine that you're already there, that you've already got your goal. Okay? Turning my camera a little bit. What would it look like if you already had your goal? Bring that feeling in right now. Okay, good job. Now, write down cost and payoff. And put a line down the middle. Cost and payoff, and put a line down the middle. If you had your end result that you want, what's the payoffs that you get out of that? Now, we just talked about that for my example. The payoff that I would receive would be I would be calmer, I would be able to bring my suds down, I would be managing my emotions. So write down a few of those things. You might be fitting into your clothes better, you might be able to do flights of stairs without getting tired. Your relationships would be more harmonious. You would have more love for yourself in your life, whatever area. And by the way, you guys can share if you'd like. Write down the payoff that you would have. Take a moment to do that. And I'm doing it with you. Okay, now those are your payoffs. Now take a moment to look at what does it cost you to actually obtain this goal. What does that look like to cost? What does it cost you? Meaning, what do you have to give up to obtain that goal? Now for me, I've been giving up 20 minutes of time a day for meditation, 10 for gratitude and 10 for surrender, because I'm learning how to manage my thoughts. And so in my 20 minutes, I'm actually doing brain training. So it's going to cost me some time to do it. Just write down some of the things it's going to cost you. It might cost you desserts because you're giving up desserts, or it might cost you your comfort zone. Now, the old me, I'll tell you this, it might cost me, I would be thinking, like my ability to stand up for what I want, because I might be feeling that I need to argue, or that I need to defend, or my ego needs to be present. So just be aware of that. And write down everything that it's costing you to achieve that goal. Now, let's look at this cost and payoff list, because this right here is the reason you sabotage. And remember when I said the first step to overcoming sabotage is to know yourself, to know why you sabotage. How does it serve you? And I'm going to give you a couple of hints. There's two things that your payoff does in your pattern cycle. So you have an event that sets off an emotional response, you have thoughts and feelings. We want to know what your core beliefs are that are stopping you from achieving the goal that you want, or the frequency or the vibration. Okay, what are those beliefs? So knowing, there's several things to know. You need to know what you want. By the way, for you that are on those life coaches, how do you know what you want in life? I mean, a lot of people come into session, and I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of people come into session and they don't know what they want. They do know what they're experiencing and they don't want. So I highly recommend that you start there and you write out a list of things in life that you are experiencing right now that you no longer want to experience. That's a great tool to know what you do want. Okay, so your don't want and your do want list. So know what you want. Why do you want it? Know what your core beliefs are. Write those down. What are the beliefs that are stopping you from achieving your goal? So one of my beliefs is that I'm a rapid thinker. And so a core belief is that one of my core beliefs in my past was I need to be busy in life to define my worth, to define that I'm important and valued. And this was such a huge awareness when I discovered this about myself, because I noticed that my whole life I've made myself very busy to make myself feel more valued and important. And so it's nice to be able to still feel valued and important in my down days. So I got to tell you that I love doing this work because I've seen such vast improvements in myself. And I really love the process, and I love who I am, and I love doing the process and getting to know yourself and finding out why you do what you do. Okay, so what are your core beliefs? Take a couple of moments. Like, I need my pattern because it gives me what? And the two hints that I was telling you that it would provide you is safety. Look at where your pattern provides safety for you. For example, I want a relationship. Let's say that you want to have an intimate relationship, but I don't want to be rejected. I want to make, let's say a $500,000 a year, but I don't want the responsibility that I think goes with that. I do want to be, let's say you wanted to release 20 pounds, but, and here's one, what if I release that weight and it makes me, this one's come up with several women that I've worked with, it makes me vulnerable to other men wanting me, and my own marriage isn't very good, and so I can't say no. So I'm afraid of myself. That one comes up a lot for women in my office. The reason to hold on weight is they don't trust themselves, or maybe they're trying to prove that their partner loves them because they want to know that their partner would love them heavy or thin or whatever weight. There's so many reasons, and it's so cool to be able to delve into your mind and discover what you're holding on to. And weight also has to do with feeling safe in life and creating a shield and being a highly sensitive person. But realizing that that doesn't serve you to keep yourself that protected. Okay, so what are my core beliefs that are blocking me from my goal? And the payoff is I get to feel safe, and you also get to be right about those core beliefs. You could have a core belief that you're not good enough. And so the not good enoughs are showing up to say, yep, I guess we're not good enough, so why bother? Why even try? And I have a couple of clients that, one is a high school kid, and he keeps going, well, his whole coping skill to his pattern is to just give up, because why try? If I'm going to do all this work and I'm going to fail anyways, then why not just not do the work and just fail at the beginning? So realizing that there's a payoff in your saboteur. Okay, so know thyself. That's the first step. The second step is to stop hating it. Stop hating your saboteur. Embrace it. I know, right? How do you embrace your saboteur? Well, it's realizing that you came to the earth to have lessons and experiences, and you are exactly right on course for where you're at. Consider this statement: you have what you want, and you want what you have. You wanted to come and experience this pattern. You wanted to come and learn about this pattern because you are. You wanted to come and experience the human conditions of feeling not good enough or feeling disconnected from people. I know loneliness is a big challenge for a lot of people. You came to experience separation. You came to experience lost love. You came to experience the dualities and the opposition. So step number 2, embrace what is. You have what you want and you want what you have. You're a vibrational match to what is showing up right now. And the third step, and by the way, that takes a lot of practice to embrace what is. It's moving into, in my meditation, it's surrendering any attachment that you have to it is very powerful. So I do the 10 minutes of gratitude and then 10 minutes of surrendering. And I surrender attachments to people, places, things, even my goals. I surrender how I got to make this happen. I got to make that happen. And I need a printer over in China right now to get my book at the price that I need it to be. And I need these people to make this plush animal perfectly. And so every day I get the opportunity to really look at what I'm attached to and surrender it. And as you give up the need to hate your saboteur, the need to shame your saboteur, and the need to control it, you become more fluid in your ability to obtain your goals and your ability to manifest and your ability to ultimately raise your frequency, which is then creating the goals you want. All right, so the third step, back to that, is imagination. This is so simple, right? Imagine every day, and I'm saying this, apply this into your meditate on the go routine. Plug it in. Imagine your healthy weight. Feel it, smell it, see it, hear it. For me, imagine myself in a fight or in a conflict where somebody's berating me or beating on me mentally, and I stay calm and I know that this is their pattern. It has nothing to do with me. I promise you, this works. The more you can imagine the end result that you want, the quicker you raise your frequency to match the goal, and your saboteur drops away. As you imagine, deliberately intending your end result, getting so clear, and as you imagine, it begins to just literally, all of the blocks, the fears just fall out of your frequency. The more you can practice imagining the end result, the more you become the end result. It's a frequency. So imagination is crucial here. And if you have a difficult time imagining because your left brain gets in the way, let's see, so we want to shut down your left brain. So to enhance your right brain, which is your imagination, you're going to eye patch your right side. And that will shut down your left brain so that your right brain can be more in imagination. An eye patch you can get at the drugstore next time you're at my office, or I'll mail you one. They're $5. It's a great investment, but when your brain is going off, I recommend eye patching. And practice throughout the day. Every time you get in your car, move into gratitude for the results of your manifestation, for your goal. Get into the habit of seeing it, feeling it, tasting it, hearing it, speaking it, as if it already were. Feel that. Everything you want in life is a feeling, ultimately. So let's say, back to my goal, that I want to have a chatter-free mind. What does it feel like to have a chatter-free mind? It's very calming. It's very peaceful. And it's really amazing feelings of love. And as I practice this, and I can practice and imagine being in a conflict and having that peace of mind all the way through the conflict. I can imagine hearing really bad news and staying very calm through that and surrendering it. It's really cool as you practice these simple steps. Know yourself. Know what you want, why you want it. Know, and you do that with your don't want, do want list. Know what the core beliefs are that are keeping you stuck. Thank you for the I love yous. And know, then step number 2, embrace what is. In other words, you came to have these core beliefs. You came to have the saboteur. You came to have the icky dark sides of you. Let that be okay. Embrace it. It is an earthly experience. And that dark side is teaching you loads if you will honor it, look at it, accept it. And that allows that energy to move so that you can move forward from the hating it. And then this third step is imagine. Imagine, imagine, imagine. Imagine your end result. Feel it, taste it, smell it, see it, hear it. Bring in all your 5 senses. This is very, very powerful for goal setting. Also, use vision boards. We can do a call on or a video on how to use a vision board, feng shui your vision board. I really love that. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. So that wraps up today's message. As you imagine, what happens is you bring in that frequency, then your frequency raises and you become a match to your goal. And people show up to help you make your goal attainable. And little hits of inspiration come into you, ideas to go do and do something differently, to eat something differently, to how to meditate more. I might be inspired to go to a class that might help me to learn how to manage a chattering mind. Pay attention to the little hits of insight that will come to you and act on the ones that give you confirmations of, at least when you get them 2 or 3 times, pay attention when you have those bits of information that come in. Okay, are there any questions about how to overcome the saboteur in you? I will have this on my blog written out, so feel free to go to awakenwithin.net and check it out there. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Sandra W. Baker. Okay, and obviously Awaken Within, Facebook. Here is the card today. Justice. Fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor, don't give up. Okay, I'm going to show you the card. So this is, oh, my camera's really, it's dark. Okay, I'll take a picture and post it. This card comes, let me just check in and see what you need to hear about this card, who's ever listening to this. Okay, so you may be going through something and you are not sure. Okay, this has to do with boundaries, that when you want something or your goals, many times you feel like you have to give up what you want for what somebody else wants. Know what you want and be firm in what you want, and honor what other people want too. Always honor other people's agencies and also honor your own, and knowing what's right for you so that you can go after your dreams. Don't let anyone say no to your dreams. These are your passions. These are what inspire you. And so the Justice card comes with Archangel Raguel to remind you that your goals are very important, that your goal setting is very worthy, even if it's a minor goal that you want, and that they hear you. And go after what you want. Make justice available for you, and never give up on your goals. I tell people to pay attention. You may need to adjust your goals, but don't give up on the dream that you're looking for and what you want to create in your life. With that, I will let you know that February is the month of relationships. I'll be posting a ton on how to have a healthy relationship with yourself first, and when with others, with your intimate partners, with family members, and how to manage difficult people in your life. So February, and we'll even go into March with some of those relationship topics, one of my favorite. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I honor the light in you. Namaste. And make it a fantastic week, month, and year.